The Nebraska football team will take the field here Saturday against Illinois. Hi, Sean Callahan for HuskerOnline.com. As you look at this Illini team, they parted ways with their defensive coordinator Hardy Nickerson, but in all reality, Lovie Smith, a defensive-minded head coach, really has called the defense and puts in their defense every week, so I wouldn't expect to see a whole lot of changes.
You know, they're playing kind of like Tampa and Chicago in the NFL with Lovie, and disciplined. They don't do a whole lot, but what they do well, playing with a lot of passion, enthusiasm. You know, it was a whole different defense their last game. So our guys noticed that, and we know we're gonna have to come ready to go.
Well, they're gonna play hard. I know that. You know, and they played hard last week. I think they're probably playing with some confidence now, and we just got to make sure we're ready to go.
A lot of it's going to be coaching. As the game goes on, with one game under their belt with a new coordinator, you know, they're just going to expand on the packages that they have and, you know, add in a couple of wrinkles here, there, wherever. So there's going to be a little bit of an unknown and a little bit of a guess game, but, you know, those games that are fun.
Meanwhile, as offensive coordinator Troy Walters looks at the growth of his unit heading into these final 3 weeks of the season, he said there's been a lot of progress made.
Credit to the guys, credit to, you know, their belief, coming to work each day and getting better, and not letting the frustrations of the season prevent us from getting better in practice. And so the entire offense has gotten better. Offensive line, they set the tone. It all starts up front. They know that, and they've done a great job. And but just collectively as an offense, man, those guys, we come to work every day, and we put whatever happened in the past behind, good or bad, and each day is a new day. So excited about where we're going, excited about this upcoming game.
One injury note we learned here on Wednesday after practice involved true freshman Miles Jones. He suffered a shoulder injury that's going to keep him out, but hopefully have him back for the start of spring practice.
Miles Jones had surgery, so he's out. We know we wanted to make sure that he'd be back for spring, and so he had shoulder surgery. So we've got to get him healthy and ready to go.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, we're looking more long-term with him. He could have probably finished out, but the smart move probably is to get him fixed so then he can go through spring ball, you know. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the goal was to redshirt him. Yeah, it would have been nice to have played a couple more games, yes. But I think when you look big picture, we want to get him fixed now so he can be progressing and be hopefully ready to be able to do some things in spring ball. That way we can continue in his development. You know, so it is what it is with him. But, you know, he got a lot out of this fall, even though he didn't get many reps. You saw on the one bubble pass, I mean, he's a kid that can run, you know, and he's a guy that can definitely help us, you know, down the road. He's a great kid, and, you know, we think he's got a good future with us.
One position group we've seen for Nebraska take some big steps here over the last several weeks has been the offensive line, and Greg Austin said one of the things is they can make more in-game adjustments than they've done here earlier in the year.
They did a pretty good job handling it, and those are the things that we're stressing as as we move forward. Is these guys are cerebral. These guys know enough about the game plan and know enough about the plays that they're running conceptually to make to make the adjustments. To make the footwork adjustments. How they're handling the backside of zone read. That was the biggest thing this past week is they changed up how they were handling it. I'm not going to get too much into the coaching of it, but, we had to make adjustments on the sideline as to what we were going to do. They had a new blitz pattern that we hadn't seen.
And finally, Nebraska just has 2 more home games left, which means just 2 more recruiting weekends with an 11 a.m. start on Saturday. Probably not a lot of recruits. With that said, the Michigan State game going forward has the potential to be a big weekend for the Huskers, but how big?
There'll be some guys we bring in. I mean, still, the thing we don't want to do is bring in 20 guys. You can't entertain 20 guys on a weekend where we have a huge senior day week, big game. We want to be able to get these guys, as many as we can, up to see our venue and everything. But also, you want to be smart and not, put ourselves in a position where we can't do a good job. So, we're evaluating that final weekend. Who will come up. I mean, there will be some opportunities potentially for some older guys to come up, but we still have to make sure we're smart in bringing and not overdoing it for us, because then you don't do a good job. I mean, we want them to see it, but we also want to do and sell what we have here with, you know, the meetings and, you know, all the different stuff that we have to get done on these official visit weekends during the season.
The Huskers will continue preparations for the Illini with a Thursday walkthrough. With the Huskers here in Lincoln, I'm Sean Callahan of Husker Online.